Hello, everyone. My name is Chinyere Kafo, and I am here with an exclusive interview for my MMA news. So, of course, we know that this weekend is a very busy weekend for MMA all around the world. Like we've already seen this week that there's been quite a few MMA events happening and all of that. And now we're shifting gears over into Abu Dhabi. Uh, there's UFC 267 that everyone's looking forward to, which is happening this Saturday. But before that, UAE Warriors is actually having their own double header of events. One of the events is actually happening right now as we speak. But tomorrow's event is the one that everyone is talking about, UAE Warriors 24. And of course, it's stacked. It has 14 fights on the card and high stakes all around, but of course, it doesn't get any bigger than the main event, where we will, of course, see Venusius de Oliveira defend his UAEW Bantamweight Championship against my guest today, a champion in his own right, actually. So it's one of those things. Please welcome my guest today. He's born in Gweru, Zimbabwe, but he's now calling South Africa home. So please welcome my guest today, Sylvester Gladiator Chipfumbu.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
How are you, Sylvester?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. So talk to me, it's a big deal for you, as a Zimbabwean, as an African who also happens to be an entire EFC Bantamweight champion, to actually be headlining this UAE Warriors 24 event. So can you just tell us about how much this actually means to you?
It means a lot, man, since I just got it on short notice. And I believe Dana White has been sleeping on Africans. And so I just think this is an opportunity to speak on behalf of all the African athletes right there, that we're not just here to take part. You should have faith in us and give us the contracts, and we won't disappoint him or any MMA fan around the world. I think this is what it's all about, just to show the world what we as Africans are capable of doing, because I feel like we've been overlooked for quite some time.
So you're actually looking at this fight then as kind of like a statement, to the rest of the world also, right?
Yes. I think it's high time we show the world what we're capable of, because when people talk about MMA and we're not included, and they talk about African fighters. I do respect Kamaru Usman, Israel Adesanya, and but those guys were, I don't know if they were born in overseas, but they've spent a fair chunk of their lives there. So I'd love to show the world what we guys who live and train in Africa are capable of doing, regardless of the small resources that we have. I think we have what it takes to rub shoulders with the best and become the best of the best.
Speaking of becoming the best with the best, I know right now, you're preparing for your fight. This morning you had weigh-ins and all of that. So can you just tell us how fight camp has been treating you and how did weigh-ins go?
The fight camp has been great. I don't know if I should call it a fight camp, because I was just helping Themba Gorimbo, my training partner, prepare for this. And we were training every day. And Themba just said to me, it's funny, a few weeks ago, Sylvester, you don't have a fight lined up, I know, but just keep your weight low, stay training. You're coming with me to Abu Dhabi. You never know, you might get a fight, a short notice fight. There is the UAE Warriors and there is the UFC, so just stay ready. And and I think it paid off. 9 days earlier, I got a shot at the title, and I think I said this before. Where I come from, people rarely get second chances, and I'm looking forward to clasping this one with my hands once I get my hands on it.
Definitely. So you took this fight 9 days, you were told 9 days out that, there's a spot. And what was your reaction when you were told, there's a spot, but it's the top spot, it's the main event?
There were no buts there. It's a no-brainer. You get a chance like this to fight in front of Dana White, to become a double champ, to become a champ in two different organizations. I don't think there's anything to think about, especially like a seasoned athlete like me. We don't take breaks. We train throughout the whole year, so all I needed was a plane ticket, and yeah.
Definitely understand that. And like, I feel like that takes a lot of like mental strength, you know, and mental prowess and all of that. So I know like the mental aspect is always such a big deal of this thing. It's just about as big or maybe even a bigger deal than the physical aspect. So like, how have you been mentally preparing for this fight?
I think the pressure is not on me to start with. You know, I am an underdog. I think which gives me an upper hand when it comes to Friday night. And I don't like to take this fight as a fight that I'm there to impress Dana White or to get a contract. I'm just gonna take it like any other fight that I've fought before, amateur fights, the professional fights before anyone knew who I was.
Yeah.
And I just want to block all this white noise and focus on me. Get the job done, and go back home with a strap and a contract. But I don't want to put too much pressure on myself by thinking about Dana White and all this. After all, this is about me. At the end of the day, I'm gonna win, get a contract, go home, and go up with my business. So yeah, that's how I like to look at things.
Yeah. And you actually mentioned something very interesting just now, right? The whole double champ status thing. So like, I know like a lot of people, whenever they think of like double champs, they think of like within the same promotion, maybe across two divisions, but you know, it is possible for you to actually be a double champ across promotions too. So it's one of
Yes.
those things where I just want to know from you, like, is that something that you are actually gunning for then? And like, you know, like more especially because you're already walking in with this EFC Bantamweight Championship, are you then like feeling like, yeah, I really do want to just achieve that status of double champ with this
Yeah,
fight?
yeah. Absolutely. It's something that's great. Like how these events turned out is just kind of it's overwhelming. 9 days out, you don't have a
Mm.
fight. The first thing is you get a fight, right? No, that's normal. The second thing is it's a title fight. I
Yeah.
know, okay, maybe that's normal. But the third thing is it's not in South Africa, it's in Abu Dhabi. What? And then UAE Warriors, you're fighting one of the best bantamweights outside the UFC.
Mm.
And on top of that, Dana White's gonna be there. There's a chance for me to get a contract. And there is a chance of becoming a double champ across different organizations. I mean, what's not to like about this? And I'm looking forward to become one of the first guys, especially from back home,
Yeah.
to achieve this status. So I'm loving this life. This is what I've been dreaming about since I started my MMA career.
And we are so glad to see this happen for you. And I just wanted to ask, right? So you were talking about like how the pressure isn't really on you because you are coming in with like short notice and many are considering you the underdog in this fight.
No,
But
not that I'm coming in, not that I'm coming in on short notice so that there's no pressure. We don't talk about
yeah,
short notice fights because if you don't want the fight, then don't take it. I don't want to use that as an excuse. So
yeah, yeah,
no, it's not that I don't have pressure because it's short notice, but it's just how I live my life, especially because I'm an underdog.
yeah.
So yeah, the short notice thing, we don't even talk about it. It's not an excuse. If I didn't want to take the fight on short notice, I shouldn't be here in the first
Definitely.
place. So that we do not talk about. Uh, there are many other factors, but the short notice thing, no, we don't talk
Doesn't
about
count.
that. No, it doesn't.
That mentality. Okay. But
Yeah.
I wanted to ask, right, in terms of like then, do you feel as though the pressure is kind of elevated because not only are you just walking in as just some random fighter, you know, like maybe just one of the best bantamweights in South Africa, but you're walking in as the EFC bantamweight champion. So do you feel as though that actually puts more pressure on you, or do you feel like it just eases the pressure?
Like I said before, once I step into that cage, everything else stays outside the cage. It's not that I'm the EFC bantamweight or is the UAE Warriors. It's just mano a mano, man to man. And I don't want to carry those things as I walk into the fight. So I'm just another kid from Guerrero who's trying to realize his dream of becoming a champion. I don't want to put pressure on myself that, I mean, of course I know it will always count, but
Yeah.
I don't think about those things. I don't put pressure on myself because I am a champion. It's something that's always gonna stay with me. And if I want to think about it every day, I go into the cage. I mean, it's gonna affect me for the rest of my life.
Mm,
So I'm just I'm just there to win, to get
mm.
to get the win, to get the belt. And then as soon as I step out of the cage, I'll be a double champion again. So,
Yes.
so those things, so those things are for before and after the fight. Once you
Mm,
step into the cage, it's just you and him. That's all.
true. That is
Yeah,
very true.
yeah,
Now if I could just switch gears over to this fight, actually, right?
yeah,
I realized something, right? Like you recently began making some of your Instagram post captions and you wrote them in Spanish. So like, is
yeah.
this something that you're doing for fun? Like, are you just learning the language? Or is this kind of you trying to get into your opponent's head? Because I know like he's from Brazil. So, and they speak like, they speak Portuguese and Spanish are quite similar. So is this just
Mm.
something that you're doing for fun or?
No, no, no. I'm just doing it for fun. I don't taunt my opponents that way. I'm
Okay.
gonna whatever I have, I'm gonna bring it to the table on the night of the fight.
Yeah.
So I just love Spanish. I have a Spanish speaking friend, and yeah. So it's not something that I'm
Yeah.
doing to get into his mind. Uh, I don't usually play mind games. I just go in there, do my thing, and check check the belt, get paid, go home.
So like also I actually like the mentality, in terms of like not actually taunting your opponent, So I'm assuming that you met Venusius today, maybe, or maybe even earlier, right? Like with the weigh-ins and all of that. Like, what is your perception of Venusius right now?
Um, like I've seen him around quite a couple of times and stuff.
Okay.
And from what I've seen, like on his past fights and stuff, he's a great fighter.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't know him personally, so I'll speak about what I know in terms of his fighting career. He's a great athlete.
Yes.
He's one guy that you want to put on your on your hit list, because if you check that name, you'd have done a great thing. So yeah, he is a good fighter, but for me that's not enough. I feel like I'm the greatest bantamweight right now, and uh,
Ooh.
and I just need a stage to prove that. But I do respect him as an athlete, and I respect that he took the fight on short notice, and that the UAE Warriors saw me as a worthy replacement for Raybach, and I'm not going to disappoint. I'm going to take it with both hands and take the strap home.
Hmm. And one of the things that I know that you pride yourself in, right, is your ability to actually adapt and adjust accordingly in fights. Like, so is that something that you like? Do you feel like Vinicius will be someone who you can actually decipher and actually adapt to? And have you already started doing that?
Yeah, yeah, I always do that. The
Mhm.
thing is, these 135 is these bantamweights, they don't know what they're dealing with. To come to speak of it, I've never lost a fight at 135. Uh,
Oh,
so so I just feel like when it comes to adapting and getting the work done, it's something that I have mastered, and I think I know how to win a fight. And
yeah.
most of these guys are still playing checkers, and I'm at a level where I'm playing 3D chess right now. So um, and for me, it's a good thing that throughout my whole career, no one talks about me until I walk into the cage. So I like being the dark horse, and I always love the story of an underdog. Who doesn't love the story of an underdog? And yeah, I think this one is gonna be for my kids one day. for my grandkids one day, and it's gonna be a beautiful story to write.
Definitely. So I know, like, because like with that mentality, as well as you actually considering yourself the best, because you are one of the best bantamweights, right? Surely there's going to be lots of offers, because those events are going to actually get a lot of exposure for you and all of that. So I just want to know, following this fight, like, what's the plan? Are you going to take more fights with the UAE Warriors? Are you going to look for more international fights, contend Dana White, things like that? Or are you going to be looking to come back home and defend the UFC Bantamweight Championship?
I think my contract with EFC is done now, and for now, I'll call UAE Warriors until tomorrow night, and then when Dana White gives me my contract, I'll be in the UFC, and obviously become the best bantamweight in the world. And I think for now that's where the vision is, and I'm working hard every day so that I can back up this story of mine. And
And perhaps relating to that, right? I know you recently celebrated your birthday on the 21st of October. Happy belated birthday, by the way. So
thank you very much.
Like a lot of the time, a lot of people look at their birthday as kind of like the new starting phase of their life, So I wanted to know from you, like, what are some of your goals moving forward into this next year that you're about to have?
I think my goal, like, just before I got this fight, obviously was I wanted to get an international fight. And I was thinking of the Dana White Contender Series, and so I think the UAE Warriors, they played that part for me. I've got a fight here, and my next goal was to get into the UFC, become a UFC champion, and I think I'm on my way to doing that, and it's all being planned, it's all being hand down, and one day I'll look back at it and admire my piece of work.
Definitely. And I feel like all of us are going to be hella proud of you this side. Is there anything that you want to say to anybody, like the fans, maybe people back here home in Africa, or like just fans around the world, like regarding the statement that you're about to put out tomorrow in that cage?
Firstly, I just want to thank especially the guys back home for the support they've been showing me, and I appreciate the messages. Some of them I'll get back to them after my fight. And to the fans around the world again, thank you. And Abu Dhabi has been great, man. Thanks to the guys in Abu Dhabi. I've been living like a king, and also the Hotel Novotel is one of the best hotels that I've ever stayed in. Thank you. And to all the fans, this one, you don't want to miss it. Tune in tomorrow night and you see the best version of the gladiator. I'll remind people not to forget how menacing I am. I will become a champion. I will get that contract, and I'll get in the UFC.
Very interesting. Let's go. Well, there you have it, people. Sylvester, thank you so much for having this interview with us. We truly appreciate it. We know that you're busy, but we truly appreciate you taking some time to just, come over and just say hi. So best of luck with your main fight. It's a very big deal and everyone knows it. All eyes are going to be on you, and we all certainly looking forward to this fight. Folks at home, you guys can catch UAE Warriors 24 with Gladiator himself headlining tomorrow, which is October 29th. Of course, it's starting at 6 p.m. Gulf Standard Time. That's 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And for those here in Africa at home, that's 4 p.m. Central African Time. Thank you all for tuning in. Bye.
All right. Thank you.